Hey, welcome back everybody. It's Tyler here with Orion's Tactical. Wanted to talk a little bit today about my everyday carry pistol. And this is it. Not sure if everyone knows, but I'm sure some of you do. That is a Glock 19. It's Generation 4. Give you a couple close-ups of it. It's got the Surefire XC1 weapons light. It's 200 lumens. It's got a toggle switch on either side, and it's got a constant on and then off. I'll also show this gun is clear, empty chamber. This gun's got Zev Technologies fiber optic front and the matched rear. It's blacked out. Really good for daytime shooting. Paired with the light, I can also pick up on these sights really good in the dark. Not really the fiber optic as much as just the sight picture itself. During the daytime though, these really work great. There's kind of a little bit of what the sight picture looks like. These sights I got, I think, right around 80 to 100 bucks. It's steel. They're not plastic like the stock Glock sights are, so these will stand up to a lot more abuse. They have these serrations on the back that cuts down from the glare of the sun. And it's also got a nice little ledge here on the back, so if you needed to, you could do a one-hand manipulation and use this sight to rack your slide. The Surefire, it's a small little light. It doesn't come out any further than your barrel does, and it's really not that much wider than the slide. Maybe just a hair wider, but not much. It runs on one AAA battery, and it's around 250 bucks for this light. It's really expensive, but I really am glad that I got this thing. Ever since I've got it, I love it. I fell in love with the light. Surefire makes really good stuff. I'm sure you guys know. So yeah, the XC1, really nice. It's almost like it's made for the Glock 19. I also got the Zev Technologies Fulcrum trigger. So it's got the flat face, kind of like a 1911 trigger. A lot more comfortable. Better feel when you pull that trigger compared to a stock trigger. The stock Glock trigger is kind of rounded. It's more of a rounded type shape, and it's got these ridges that run down it. Unless you've got a Glock 17. The Glock 17, it's still rounded, but it does not have those ridges, so it's a little more comfortable. But these flat face triggers are really nice. It'll really help you out a lot with your trigger pull. So that flat face, I usually use just the first little bit of pad of my finger. I don't put my finger all the way in there and curl it around like this. I just use the first little bit of the padding, and it'll help you pull that trigger straight back to the rear. But this kit did come with the trigger spring, the firing pin safety plunger and the spring, and 2 different pound striker springs. I think it was a 2 pound and a 3 pound. I did not put any of that stuff in this gun. Since this is my everyday carry, I wanted all the internals to pretty much be completely stock. So the only thing that has been changed is the trigger shoe and the trigger bar. The connector, all the springs, all the internals are factory stock, just how Glock came out of the factory. I have polished them. I'll go ahead and show you. I'll break this gun down. So here's the inside. I polished both of my rails on the front and the back. Polished my pins. The trigger bar from Zev, it came polished, so it had a really nice finish on it. You can see it there. And everything else is completely stock with this pistol, other than, you know, the framework. I did all the framework, the stippling myself. It's got the double undercut here on the trigger guard, help you get your hand up a little bit higher on the gun. Gives you a little more comfort for that knuckle there. And then this is for your support hand, this notch, so that'll be for your finger here to rest. And not only is it for the comfort, but it gives you a little more control over your recoil too. I also stippled the index points on both sides, and I left right under here smooth. Did leave the finger grooves, and I left all the stock logos, so the Glock logo is still there. And I only went up about this high on the back too, because I didn't want it rubbing into my palm too much back here. So just for the palm of my hand, my fingers around the front, and then index points and support finger here. But I did all that work myself. I'm really satisfied with how it came out. It ended up coming out really, really well. It feels amazing. Something about stippling that I really just love. Especially if it's a good stipple job. I've seen some people that have tried doing this on their own and they just mangle them up. I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you're really, really confident in what you're doing. I've got a couple of videos actually showing how I've done this. It's part 1 through 4 on my channel for the Glock 19 build, so you can check that out if you're interested in seeing exactly how I done that. The holster that I'm using is a Incog by G Code and Haley Strategic Partners. I run my pistol appendix. I'm a kind of tall, skinnier frame, so appendix really works out better for me. I used to carry small to back, like 4 or 5 o'clock position. It's about the same as far as comfort goes, but as far as concealability and getting to it quick when you need it, having it on my back, every time I was bending over, my shirt would just ride up and the firearm wasn't concealed anymore. So I decided to get me an appendix rig like this one, and it has been great. I love the appendix carry. It's comfortable for me, as long as you find that right ride height and where you want it placed on your body. I can still bend over with it. I can still bend my knees up. As far as sitting down in a vehicle, I have no problems. I can wear this all day, every day long, and have no problems out of it whatsoever. Sometimes even forget that it's there. Once you wear a gun every day, and it's something that you devote your life to, and you've had it on day in and day out for hours on end, it's just kind of like putting on a hat or a watch. It's just something that's kind of second nature to me now. So I have no kind of comfort issues with this at all. Maybe a little bit at first, but it's something you can definitely work past. This holster has the double clips. Uh, it's injected molded plastic. It's not Kydex. It's just like Kydex. It's just plastic. The clips work really good. It slides right over your belt, and once your belt passes, it just clips right around it, and this thing is not coming back out. The clips are also kind of angled upwards, so when you do have it in your belt, it kind of pushes the gun into your body a little bit, which also helps conceal it. The magazine caddy, it'll fit a 10, 15, or a 17 round mag. I usually just put the 15 rounder in there. Um, Most of the time, when I carry a spare mag, it's a 17 round. But for this setup, when my pistol and the magazine are both combined, it's kind of level with one another with the 15 round mag, so that's kind of why I do that. The 17 rounder would stand up just a tad bit taller, so it'd be a little more difficult as far as bending. You could do it though, I mean, very easily. I started out with the 17 round mag in here, but I eventually switched to the 15. So I'll have 15 plus 1 and then 15 in my reload. So that'd be a total of 31 rounds. And this is the gun that I have with me every single day. Every time I leave my home, no matter where I'm going, how long I'm going to be gone, any of that, this gun is with me. It's like my ID. I never leave home without it. This is the one that I rely on 100% of the time, almost 100% of the time, to protect myself and my family and anyone else around me that may need it. That's what these things are for. They're to protect yourself. So I'm a strong advocate of carrying a firearm, learning your Second Amendment rights, practicing those rights, and you never know. I mean, the world is getting crazy these days. Evil is getting closer and closer to home. So I would strongly suggest that everyone, at least one person in your household, get some sort of weapons training. That's my opinion. You can disagree if you like, but for me, everyone in my house has weapons training. My son will too when he gets of age. Actually, he's got these little guys. And he runs some drills with me occasionally too. So he's picking up on them a little at a time. It'll still be a while before he gets to fire any live ammunition, but he's getting there. So yeah, guys, this is my everyday carry. I just wanted to share it with you. The Fulcrum trigger, the price on that's going to be around for the whole kit. It'd be the trigger shoe, the bar, all the springs, and the polished firing pin safety. I think it was $200, $250, somewhere in there. You can get on Zev Technologies website and check it out. I'm not selling anything for Zev Technologies. I just simply like their products. They do really good products for Glock pistols. So if you're looking for some good Glock upgrades, Zev Technologies might be a place for you to look. Another really cool thing about this rear sight, of course, it goes in a kind of a dovetail notch. They make a tool that fits around it that you can slide your sight in and out with. But once you get it in where you need it and it's shooting straight, they send you a Allen wrench that fits this tiny little set screw, and the wrench is tiny. I mean, I don't even think you can buy one. If you were to lose it, you'd probably have to go to Zev and get a replacement wrench because the thing is so small. Uh, but once you get it in place, that's just some added protection on keeping that thing where you need it. And also, I would recommend, like on your front sight post, the screw that's under here that holds that in place, I would Loctite that. Loctite any screw on your firearms. It is always a good idea to use Loctite because recoil will jiggle things loose. It's just how it works. I use the blue Loctite, so it holds really good. And then if you need to loosen it back up, you just apply a little heat to it, and it'll loosen back up. I think the red is a little more of a permanent thing. Not a Loctite expert, but I use the blue, and it has worked just fine for me so far. As far as the magazines go, just use stock factory Glock magazines, stock base plates, stock followers, stock springs. I do have a couple of 17 round mag pulls, the P mags. They're really good magazines as well. They come with a little witness hole here in the side instead of all these on the back, and they do not have the steel case, so they're a little bit lighter. But for my carry guns, I'm not saying that Magpul isn't reliable by any means, but for my carry gun anyway, I just keep everything stock, factory barrel, recoil spring, all the internals. The only thing that has been modified to this gun are the sights. I've added this weapons light and the trigger shoe and the trigger bar, and a little bit of polishing, stipple work on the outside, and cosmetic stuff. Other than that, everything is completely stock. I also carry a secondary light, just for the purpose being that if you are in the dark and you need light for some reason, you don't want to be pointing your gun at someone that doesn't need a gun pointed at them. So it's always good to have a secondary source of light, bright white light with you. This one has 3 modes. It's got the bright, the low, and then the strobe. So I carry that with me alongside with this. That way you don't have to rely on just your weapons mounted light to search around. It's really good for like a home invasion type scenario to have this. That way you can see in the dark. You can search a room with it very, very well. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Surefire, but they have a model X300, and it's quite a bit bigger than the XC1, and it has a lot more lumens. This one's only 200, and I think the X300 is maybe 500 or 600 lumens. This is just as bright, but it's got a cone in here, and it makes everything really wide. Instead of having one really hot circle with a little bit of spill, this light pretty much has a big circle of spill. So if you're in a dark room and you need to use this, you hit it, you can pretty much light the whole room up with it. I really like this. Even though it doesn't have that hot center, you can still reach out to 50 yards with this thing, and you should be able to identify a target fairly easily. I've even seen them going out to 75 yards and getting hits on targets. So I'm not sure if you could identify a target at 75 yards with this XC1, but if something's shooting back at you and you see that muzzle flash and it's dark, you could definitely use this to your advantage at 75 yards. I think it's pretty much made for, personal defense, not really anything too long range. Inside your house, maybe in an alley at night, whatever the situation may be. It's a really good light, and it's compact, so it really doesn't add anything extra to your carry package. So instead of like an X300 hanging down to here and adding that much more that's jabbing into your leg when you're carrying appendix or what have you, it's just a really nice compact little package, and I really love it. Um, with that being said, if you are going to carry a weapons light, you have to make sure and get your holster that will accommodate that light. So this one will do that. This is the Incog Shadow XC1. I also have the Incog Shadow Eclipse XC1, and the only difference is this mag caddy option. So the Incog Shadow Eclipse does not have this cutout portion in it right here. It's solid all the way around. Um, I originally got that, and I ordered it not knowing that it did not have this magazine caddy option, because this is the original setup that I wanted. I ordered the Shadow Eclipse. It came here. I realized, oh man, I can't put my mag caddy on. So I went back, done some research, and figured out that I needed the Shadow XC1 instead of the Shadow Eclipse. So if you go to order one of these, make sure you get that right, especially if you want the magazine caddy attachment. The Shadow Eclipse is still a very great holster. I would still use it in some situations. I like having this where I can have my firearm here, and then if I do need a reload, my reload is right there as well. But the Shadow Eclipse is still very well built, great holster, very comfortable. Might even be more comfortable than this one, I'm not sure. Um, this one covers a little more surface area, so I think it might have it beat, and it's bigger. But it doesn't have that just small area of pressure against your body. It kind of distributes it out. Uh, the Glock 26 actually fits in that holster, so that's what I'm using that holster for. It's got the Glock 26 in it. This Glock 17 will not fit because these are rounded off on the bottom. So Glock 17 will kind of get stopped by the bottom. I guess if you wanted to, you could take a Dremel tool and cut that out. But yeah, that's it, guys. Glock 19. It's my everyday carry pistol. This is just what I chose, what I feel comfortable carrying. It does not have an external safety, so pretty much keep your finger off the trigger until you're up on target and ready to shoot. Know your safety rules, and keep that in mind if you go to buy one of these striker fired pistols that doesn't have an external safety. Keep your finger off that trigger. The trigger is your safety. There is also internal safeties, but this gun will not go bang unless you pull the trigger. It's not going to go off by itself. I carry this thing locked and loaded, round in the chamber every single day. You could drop it, drag it behind your truck, do whatever. It's not going to go off unless the trigger's pulled. It's just impossible. So this is the gun that I'm confident carrying with me every day. I know without a doubt that this gun is going to go bang every single time that I press that trigger. They're just really good firearms. But yeah, that's about all I got for you guys today. I'll give you another look around. I also got my little custom slide plate cover here. Generation 4 Glock 19. Surefire XC1, Zev Technologies sight, Zev Technologies trigger. Alright, that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to, and I'll catch you guys next time.